God. Me one, me one stupid, I guess. Okay. Hi, hi. Hello. Oh, but it's quiet now. Music is gone. And now it's back. Hello. Welcome back to a Monday. Uh, I really should be doing more, but like, I'm doing this for me now, basically. Consistency is key, and growth is all that matters. So, I will continue doing my one stream a week until I feel like I'm ready to do more, and then I will tell you about it when I'm ready to do more. But I don't think this week is that time. What is unique about today, though, is I'm close enough to when I was doing my earlier in the year streams, because I had a busy morning and don't have a solid schedule, besides sometime Monday. As long as I can keep myself held on to sometime Monday, I don't necessarily care. The 4-player stats are still going good. I think my 3-player stats are looking pretty atrocious right now. I mean, I guess they're both just all 3rd places, but I'm gonna do a quick 3rd-player game just to hit my quest, and then in 30 minutes, Mahjong will roll over, and I can do the next set of quest in 2 South games. And then I'll just do dailies to hit the 2-hour mark that I'm holding myself to. I wish I could show better what I'm like doing when I'm like investing time into material, but it's really not as impressive or as fast as it should be, considering the resources that I am using to do it. So I don't feel good showing it, I guess is how I want to say this. Like, realistically, I should have been finished. I don't know. Realistically, I should have been finished like 2 months ago if I didn't constantly split my attention between so many different creative pursuits, I shall say. Because let me put this on like a timeline, right? Interesting. I kind of sort of started doing this in, I want to say March this year is when I first gave it like a real look at. Um, I did a little bit of stuff back and forth, and then I mostly just settled on doing my weekly YouTube thing because I wanted to show off a chibi designed model that I made myself. And then I looked at it and I was like, well, it doesn't do everything I need it to, or really anything I want it to, even though I'm completely fine using it as is. I really wanted to put physics on it, but because of how I made the model, I have to completely redo the bones on the hair and the head. And I was like, if I'm just gonna redo basically the character's entire head, then I should look at a proper guide and know how to do these things the correct way. And it turns out that doing things the correct way takes time, so that's why I'm not using the 3D one. Now that being said, when I finally do fix, and I should drop the 2 first, when I finally do fix the head properly, I will use that Warudo model as my new default. Like, you will only be seeing that model. There's no reason to Dama, it's 3-player. The other thing is I keep having too many things I want to do. Like, I'm trying really hard to not do it, but I would like spiral off into also drawing. And then I have the 3D GIFs on the starting screen that I have to find a purpose for other than just having them. Like, having them is cool and all, but they kind of need to like do something. Well, I guess they don't, right? I kind of just did them for fun. As like a I can. I didn't use a guide for making those objects. I kind of just like freeballed it. The next step, of course, is to like make a 3D room, and that's probably like the full extent of how much tinkering we're gonna voluntarily do in Blender, unless stuff takes off. Not that I should expect anything to take off. I don't put in enough presents yet. But really, there's not much games to play. If you don't spend a bunch of money, like, I really think the Nintendo Switch console is probably one of the greatest consoles of the era, and I didn't purchase one. Unfortunate. I say that because I'm pretty sure I would have played Pokemon Champions through like a capture card and streamed it. And I'm pretty sure I would have played Splatoon Raiders. I was always interested in like Splatoon as a franchise the entire way. I just never had the console for it. It seems competitive enough that it would have been like, not annoying to play as like a, I'm not gonna say uh casual, but whenever I play video games, I always end up finding myself in that weird middle ground between a casual player and like a ranker, I guess is the most straightforward way to put it. Um, Sorry. We're gonna do another East game to see if I can try and complete these quests. If I start a South game, it's gonna take too long. South games, assuming nobody dies early, is gonna take at least 40 minutes. So, planning for that. Or I guess 2 of those. Unless I just spontaneously explode when I start playing. In all honesty, I don't think 3-player is that mechanically complex to play. I shouldn't have northed it, because I could have very easily take this to a Yakuman attempt. Can't really do that now though. Jeez, man. Why did I click on 8? Just forget this round ever happened. So I guess we can meander towards pairs and pretend we had a plan. That works. Speaking of other things happening today, I believe there's still a Mahjong tournament going on Twitch for the Ricci City client. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I would say it's like a content creator tournament, but I don't qualify. And even if I did, I wouldn't put myself into it. Sadly, I do not think I have that kind of consistency in me. At least not yet. It's also on Ricci City. Now, I got nothing against Ricci City. I don't play it, so I don't know. I kind of like started on Mahjong Soul, and there's not really a reason to stop, so yeah, all things considered. Forgive me for playing safe in 3-player, it's just a lot, and I mean, wow, really? It's just a lot easier to not worry about winning and brain off your tiles. I'm pretty sure if I was paying attention, I could have gotten something there before this, whatever they got scored with, but I don't know. The point is to win a hand by ronning somebody. I'm not exactly that invested in what it takes for that to happen. As for physical events, Offkai was something. I don't go and don't personally know anybody who did go, but I hope the people who did had fun. Yeah, sure. I feel like no one cares to not drop White Dragon unless it's contested pair. So why not? Is there anything else cool happening? I'm not really sure. I would say back to school is happening. That's not exactly exciting nor relevant for most people. Uh-oh, okay. I mean, with a starting hand like this, there is only one direction it realistically can go in. I think I'm supposed to do this. The only issue is it turns the value of this hand into putty. Does anybody want to wonder about the ramifications of a global warming? I feel like all over the summer I've been hearing people complaining about air conditioning and whatnot. It's Europe, it's America, it's Asia. We cannot just sit inside and hide with our air conditioners forever. Or maybe we can. Who cares? This completes my quest, by the way. So after this, we can start a south game, where I'll actually have to pay attention. Because unlike my 3-player score, I do care about 4-player. Oh, I was gonna care, but I got 2 of them. As we approach 7 pairs that I do call Richion. Very intriguing. Oh, Hololive did a gacha game, right? That came out. No, 5. Does anybody else feel like gaming just sucks? Maybe I'm ranting because the extent of the gaming that I do nowadays is me being trapped in my MMO prison. But I feel like people don't like expensive games anymore. Or maybe just games in general. I feel like people are learning the wrong lessons from like the rise of, and I personally don't like this like description of it, but friend slop as a genre. If I can just huddle over my little soapbox here and start ranting to the clouds. I think that friend slop was a mistake. I think the vast majority of games who call themselves friend slop are actually just bad and or undercooked. And I can only thank the stars that they are low budget, unmemorable PC games instead of being shovel gotcha games. I don't know why I'm bothering to play safe. I already lost this game completely. I guess it's because I never had a chance to call Ricci, so it doesn't matter if I am or am not playing safe. Also, the 1 is probably safer than the 4, but I'm gonna drop the 1 and get shot anyway, so... It doesn't realistically matter. I can't ever eclipse this gulf. Wow, 3. Wonderful. Oh hey, look at that. It was actually the 3. You know what happened? I wonder whatever happened to Liar's Bar. Like, obviously the game still exists, I think. But it was like released like a year ago, right? But I guess it doesn't really have legs to stand on past the initial presentation, right? When you look past the AI voices and funny animal models, does the game really stand on? Only a fool can deceive a dog or whatnot. This hand is worth nothing, but maybe I can get west. That would be pretty cool. Really, I'm very concerned about this game ending before the reset on Mahjong Soul's client. Hey. No aura. And the hand is small. I got what I wanted. My quests are complete. The score in 3 player is actually fake. It does not exist and has no value. Sorry to all the Saint-ranked Danma players, but no one actually cares. I'm sorry. Now 4 player though, I'm gonna waltz in and get absolutely demolished and have no chance to recover my score. And I'm gonna deserve it too. Whoa, there's a Master 3-star here. I would say they chose the wrong room, but they probably just want a cozy, low-stress game. I post upon south here. I think the answer is no. It's because the answer is no that I'm going to do it if I'm offered the choice. By the way. It's so early in the game that there should be no punishment to just skip the first rack. There is no reason to be checking these people's scores. I already know that mine statistically looks the worst. I've actually been having pretty... well... I wouldn't say that. I think my MMO luck is pretty good. considering the game I'm playing. My 4-player game luck is kind of bad right now, though. My taste are changing. There are one man that's been extincted from the game. That is pretty cool. An inconspicuous tile. 1 point. I do want to note that if you hear rapid and violent tapping, that is my keyboard. I have 2 keyboards. I have I think it was an 80% keyboard is the official sizing term for it. It basically doesn't have the... Some of you know what a full-size keyboard is, which is the standard most people should have, right? The 80% keyboard squishes the arrow keys into like the big cluster of buttons, and then it doesn't have the numpad. It doesn't have a separate panel for like insert, delete, home. So I have a keyboard like that, and it lights up because yay, gamer. And then I have like a normal full-size Logitech keyboard that I use whenever I'm doing stuff with art or Blender. Or I guess certain MMOs, because it's easier to just have the full-sized keyboard and actually like buttons to click on. A very productive first 2 rounds that we've had ourselves here. I too should win a one-hand worth 1,000 points. The joke answer is I'm supposed to go for 13 orphans here. He says with a handful of 6 orphans. Yeah, right. Why is it called 13 orphans anyway? I'm assuming it's like a charity thing. Some kind of heavenly figure who gathers the orphans and takes care of them until they ascend and then come back to take care of the master. Kind of like a Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a larger scale, perhaps. If I was not playing for Ricci, I'm probably really supposed to call pawn on the 6. But I think I'm just gonna meander towards the fold, he says while cutting all of his safe tiles ahead of time. So that way when danger actually strikes, he can't do anything. Wow, so skilled. He sumos. Oh, he does have the other souths. That's cool. I suppose that makes my south drop kind of dangerous in hindsight, because there's no souths showing, so dropping for pawn is danger. Happy I didn't snap drop the 1. Let's get rid of the terminals now. They're kind of harder to use, and if I don't, the Maka will yell at me in the endgame review. And let there be nothing else than knowing that I do not like the computer yelling at me. Although I suppose that goes for more things than just Mahjong Soul. I'm gonna hold on to this white dragon for just a little bit longer. There's a small chance it can become I don't know why I bothered talking, actually. It turns out I am just going to completely... And there it goes. Substantially less impressive than the sumo. But a win is a win. Good for him. I believe the table would much rather have preferred he gotten that one on Iran on someone else instead of forcing the table to pay, but such is life. Well, I promise. Something. I don't know what. Also, I feel like I'm not alone when I say this. Most people don't like hearing themselves talk. Is this a correct assumption to have? I say that because I went back and listened a little bit to one of my own Mahjong streams. I'm not going to do that because I don't have the red dragon yet. This hand, as ugly as it does look, does enter Ricci if this 9 can be replaced with a 7. Okay. So here's the question. Do I think the 1 is safe to discard?
No.
Doesn't matter. Games like these happen, and they're surprisingly common, by the way, where one person just ends up having, like, hilarious circumstance. Oh, wow. I feel like in a game like this, you can very reasonably go for orphans. I wouldn't fault you for trying to go for it there. I feel like this is one of those. I also don't think I'm allowed to go for half blush. It will very much depend on what I draw. Anyways, back to the game state. I feel like this is one of those rare games where if anybody who's lower scoring has a chance to go for a Hail Mary, they should. Because this kind of point golf is only reasonably approachable via consecutive Hanemans that directly target the dealer. And as aspirational as those are to go for, they are not exactly easy to target. This hand is one off a Ricci, and if I do see White Dragon, I think I'm supposed to pawn it because of statistics and whatnot. I don't assume I'm going to win. Well, let me not say it that way. Let me change the thinking. I'm going to drop 4 because it is Suji to 7.
つもタイヤをドラドラ
I mean, he's simply rubbing it in at this point. I'm going to assume he had a Richi prepared 2 cycles in advance and chose to just Dama it because of such a lead. The good news is that the opposing Richi call means that I am now in second place by doing absolutely nothing. I don't even think I'm playing avoidance that well, considering I would have needed to have sniffed out the danger from a Dama hand. Yeah, okay. This looks like it's a pairs theory. Wow, that is fast. Dora it is then. I feel like the danger this time is that this Richi is so fast the dealer didn't have a chance to prepare a hand beforehand. So it means he's actually like giving up for real for real. In my mind, both the 3 and 9 are safe discards, so I can always enter. Well, not anymore, but like I could have entered Richi off of one of those. The dealer obviously cannot be waiting for all of them. It's just a matter of which of them are they waiting for. Oh, decisions, decisions. If they're waiting with a sequence, which side of the sequence are they waiting on? Let's do some counting. 1, 2 5s, 1, 2 2s. These. So sequence is still. A 3 is very unlikely now. How fortunate timing. With all of the 3s showing besides 1, and I see all the 6s now. All the 6s are gone. 8, 8. I think 7's fine to discard. Well, I definitely cannot drop that. 7. Yay, it was a 1-4. I got saved by counting the 3s and the 6s. Well, that was very dangerous. I could have dealt into 1-4 very easily if I didn't draw that well. That's good. I suppose I should sort my tiles again. I'm gonna get rid of the 8, because I think the dragons still have a purpose. I'm gonna regress the speed of the hand to try and get better shapes. I'm kind of hesitant to drop the first dragon, if that makes sense. I could very easily draw a pair and then use it as a pawn to get a win. Whoa, my voice is going. Help. Need to drink more water or something like that. All of my chance of dragon are gone, as we can see. So, no more hoping for that. To continue to do so would be purely delusion. I did draw the 8. That's funny. I don't think I'm allowed to keep it because, Theory 10 reasons. Unless I can directly Chi 6-pin. I feel like 8 is like a pseudo-safe tile, but 2, now that I'm looking at the board, is a more literal safe tile, and to the person whom I'm actually concerned about. I'm gonna not wait on 4. My hand is kind of stuck now though, and it's on 5 as well, which is a very, in my opinion, awful tile to be stuck waiting on. There's 4. Considering there are no 1s discarded, dropping 4 like that is very suspicious. Ah, he summons the red 5. Ooh, ah. The rich get richer, I suppose. He gets the claim on the Ricci stick and all the repeat counters. The only upside is that it puts second place even further away from me. I'm going to hold this out for a little bit. Also, this game is hilariously boring. One person is just completely running away with it. And there's nothing any of us at the table can do to stop it. I would say this game feels awful to play, but because I haven't really gotten struck yet, I don't think that's the case. I don't believe in 1-2. Also, I feel like someone's trying to force a flush here, and that's kind of concerning. Yay! Who knows? Maybe he'll actually just sumo large enough to kill somebody. I feel like I'm so far negative in second place that I'm actually going to lose points for this. What is this? A chance to win? 7. He has an 8 dropped. And a 2 passed. One passed before, right? And he's dropped 4. The issue is I don't think 7 passes the smell test. I'm gonna believe in the 4s here. And I'm just not respecting this guy's weight at all. Because he could have definitely done something. Pawn 5. Can't use 8. Lucky to discard. The cat completely quit. I tested 7 already. The reason why it's not okay is like realistically, how do I fold? I'd have to break up my mon sequence and then I can't win the game anymore. So if I'm folding, it's with the 7 and then the 5. It's just not safe to do so. 3-9. Oh hey, it's my turn to pay the dealer penalty. How fun. Oh, I was gonna drop the 9 so, but the 8 changes that. I guess the best drop's not the 9 here, but the 1 here. Because the 9 connects back to the extended shape, whereas the 7 doesn't connect to the 4. But it is so minor in the macro sense of tile efficiency and how this game is going that it is not going to bother me that much. All I need to do, oh hey, the 6, is continue to play aggressive while not getting punished. I do not think I'm allowed to call Chi on that. Because as however vain a hope it is, this hand can still be a Ricci. Or at least a Dama closed. Unfortunate time to drop East. Guess I needed to drop the 4 so I could hold for longer. But I feel like a potential is gone. I'm looking at my discards now, and despite them all being like terminal and honor tiles, they're not really that useful. The pair of the west, a pair of the south, when the south and the west are, well, the east, not west, we're already gone. Like I want it, but I can't hold it. There is a Yaku called a Mangan at the draw, which involves playing an entire round while only discarding terminal tiles. Sadly, I don't think I could have gone for it because the setup for that hand is basically this 4 looks really ugly to discard. Anyways, so the setup for that Yaku is basically having a 13 orphans hand, and instead of forcing the table to reshuffle, you just discard all of your orphans. And the hard part about it is, besides for the fact that you need to go to exhaustive draw as a table, so nobody's allowed to win, you also need to nobody's allowed to call any of your tiles as you're discarding them. I dropped the 1. I dropped it too soon. Well, I had Tenpai if I didn't drop the 1. I got burned, so that kind of sucks. I can't get there anyway, no matter what I discarded, because I dropped the 1. Unlucky. I think if I had committed earlier to simples, I could have actually gotten a win out of that hand. but I decided to go for Ricci, and then I didn't hold the 1 so long enough. So when I actually drew the tile, I no longer had the chance to course correct. I didn't believe in my power to draw the Dora too. This hand is 2 off of ready, so don't get too excited. This 3 does nothing. Correct? Like, realistically, the 3 is probably a better hold than the 9 pin, but it's so small. It doesn't seem as small now, though. There's a very, very, very vain chance. All the 4s are gone already. 1, 2, 3. And the 3s as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 3s are actually gone already.
Nan, toi toi.
The world is... oh, he died. No, he didn't die. Very close, though. What a cruel game. His stats are surprisingly average. It seems he has just picked the blessed seat this game. Which is fine. It happens. The only reason I'm not particularly upset about it yet is because I have not been wronged directly or forced to pay out an enormous sumo tax. It is still very possible that I get struck over the top of the head by some kind of immaculate Dama hand, and my attitude will flip, turn. But unless that happens, I think we are chilling. I do not want to hold 7. He has a Dora. The cat is dead.
Dora.
Because of repeat counter. I gained rank and lost so many points because this guy got blessed. I would say like avoidance is key, but I just didn't do anything worth praise here. I have a B. What? Oh, I guess never mind. It's because of all the folding. Maka doesn't like it when you preemptively fold. Oh, this not. Guess this was just a bad hand, though. Yeah, okay, the 9 makes sense. 9 now. They want to get rid of the 6. Sure. It's always 3. It's always that. They want to get rid of the 2 They want to get rid of the 3-2 because all of the ones are gone. They also want to kill the north pair. Really? They still want to kill the north pair. I mean, I guess the mathematical odds of improving a 5-6 block. So you can't accept the 5 as a triplet if you don't do this. I think Maka wanted me to call... No, but they want to kill the north. So they want to call pawn. I don't get it. They want to get rid of south instead of north. And they still want to get rid of a 3. What the... my head is too small to understand the statistic spot on that one. I guess west is a pair, so discarding it first is bad, even if you're getting rid of all of them anyway. They want to cut south. Now they want to cut the 9. Still want to cut the 9. They want to cut the 2. Okay, now it's south because of the Ricci call. Have a C again? Really? Why? 9? I don't get it. They're the same tile. They want to kill the 1.
No.
Also, nice weight. Okay, we don't need to relive this game. It's a very clear, cut and dry, boring game where someone got to sit in a god complex position and just do whatever they wanted. How to roll. Surely this next game will be better though, right? Also, that Saint 3 player, not Saint. Saint can't go this far down. He was a Masters player. They came down to a lower lobby and got last place, which happens, I assume, over more than just a 1 game sample size. The Akagi does not, in fact, high roll his mind out of his skull, but such is the risk. That guy took like a fat minus 280, right? Losing that many points is demoralizing. Ultimately not my problem. Let us focus on the game at hand. I rolled the Feet Ayako skin again. I say that because the stand-away feature of the skin is the very prominent toes in the stockings that are just off the screen over here. Well, speaking of, I don't think my resolution's proper. I know it is. Is it too big on the screen here? No, it's fine. Oh, lol. I'm also blocking the screen. Luckily, I'm standing somewhere where it really, and I cannot understate this enough, does not matter. I will move myself lower on the screen though. Like this. I will now stick myself down here. I'm going to choose to drop 2 copies of the 1 man. It's in theory safer into whatever the open red dragon is doing. Just make the 4 as my pair instead. I'm follow cutting 8-pin. Another person has opened their hand, and they got shot for it. Damage is not too bad though. Can easily stomach 2 Han worth of point. Ooh. I have no clue which tile the mathematics bot wants me to discard. In my mind, never doing that by the way, the 1 and the 9 are equally not worth holding. I think I was supposed to discard the 6 pin instead of the 9. Not entirely sure. Wow, such a fast Ricci. I'm going to test 4 because I don't want to discard my Dread Dragon triplet yet. And I got punished for not dropping 9. Okay, fine. Well, I guess it's not specifically. I can still use... Okay, at least there's no Dora behind it. It being the Ricci. The Katsumo's. A respectable hand. An actually exemplary hand. That is one of the hands you point to a new player and say, this is what standard Mahjong looks like. Pure tiles, no Dora, no high roll. And how fortunate I am to be struck by such a hand. I feel as though I should already fold because I am not winning this hand. Kidding me? I feel like there's too many scattered pieces here. Ooh, that's not good. I don't think I'm allowed to hold that because I dropped the 6 early. Instead of trying to mess around with my loose tile. People would tell me to my face, told you so. That would sting. Because I'd much rather have the 5-6 than these 2 tiles here. In that reality, as you would call it, I am still not ready, but I am noticeably closer to an ending. I'm going to drop the 1 because it's so unlikely to get Rond on it. The cat charges ahead with reckless abandon. The person is also folding. Interesting. I need to win off of 2 and 8. Yeah, not happening. Because I could cheat and drop this, and then I can probably drop the 4 and be completely fine. But I didn't need to cheat 2. Or I guess single weight on 2. It's not really... Wow. Well, it wasn't a half flush, which is what I was playing around, so I guess I'm okay with that outcome. I was kind of fighting for the option to open my hand at all. Because if I have to hold the 4, I can't open it. It really boils back to me deciding to drop the 6 Mon instead of the 7 so earlier. Because then I would have had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as like a straight series of blocks in my hand. And it wouldn't have been so hard to choose. I'm not gonna do that. Because single waiting on 5 Mon does not seem like it's very conducive to winning the game. Despite the fact that stepping backwards here puts me 2 tiles away from Tenpai? Wow. What the? The only reason I'm doing this is because it's his declared tile. Otherwise, chasing with a hand like this that has no value is exercise in futility. I would have sumoed on the 5, assuming my other tiles would have passed. I'm not entirely sure if this 5-7 passes, but all of my hopes are basically placed on the fact that this guy doesn't have a 6th triplet in his hand, that he dropped the 4th one to not call Khan and instead call Ricci on. He sumos. He did not have more copies of 6. We enter the south. I dropped the 9, so of course I must draw an 8. And another west. Yes, I cannot call it. To be fair, I cannot call north either, but I'm still holding that one, so... The 6 draw is very encouraging. The 7 draw, not so much. If I have to be honest with you, not exactly sure why I kept it. Can't really think of a hand shape that would use it particularly well. Three is close enough to be worth keeping, but far enough away to still throw away, I guess. It kind of does the same thing this 2 Dora does, except it doesn't have the Dora value attached to it. my 2? I'm gonna decide to double drop north so I can keep the 2. Is it correct? Statistically, probably not. I'm gonna drop east first because they both do nothing for me, but north is technically safer to hold for longer. Oh, there's Dora. If no one calls Ricci, I'm gonna drop mine as well. Wow, that sucks. I would have kept the north, Ricci sumoed. I can't even wait on this Dora. Can my hand improve? The answer is not really. Huh. He dropped 2 because I dropped 2. Ooh, it's so bad, the single weight on this. I just need any reasonable touching tile. I would have sumoed on 2. But reaching for single weight 2 is so much risk for a hand that has no value. At least if I was simples, I could probably justify it. The sick and twisted thing is I wouldn't put it past somebody else to have a 2-5. Never mind. 4. Oh. Anyways, my problem that round was that I held the Dora tile for too long. I could have had a... The win would have been Pinfu because of the north, right? It would have been Ricci. Ricci Sumo. So just 2 Han. I don't know. I'm gonna do something you probably shouldn't do. I'm going to call ahead of me having the green dragon because it is a Dora I'm securing. I am doing this because I am in last place and desperate. And also dealer. Now let me be clear. This hand is very easily foiled by simply never seeing an additional copy of Green Dragon with which I can pawn and validate my hand. That one I will touch. Now, despite me dropping this 8, it makes people think I have the 7, 8, 9 triple sequence. I don't. I wish I did, because that would make this a heck of a lot simpler to win with, but... Well, sucks. But... There's actually no upside to this. Either this guy sumos or Ron's somebody else, and either way I just end up further in. Last place. Wow, single weight. I guess if you're comfortably in second, you can single weight for that, it's fine. Well, on the bright side, I'm no longer in fourth place. On the downside, I have lost my dealer turn, and I have sat down in this game and have not made any attempt to win. Like, I've never wronged anybody. I've never made any attempt at winning. I feel like I'm doing a pacifist playthrough. Except that's not even true, because a pacifist has to actively act to preserve the peace. I feel like I'm a bystander. I'm the person watching somebody else get on a roller coaster, and every once in a while I get splashed and lose some points. I think the 3 is a worse connecting piece than anything else I have currently in my hand, and therefore I should not keep it. This hand was given to me almost entirely put together without me having to touch it. And because of that, every tile that I have drawn so far has not helped me get towards my goal of winning. Well, I guess I have 8 and 9 to discard, so I'll start working on those. Shining 5. Even if I didn't click this auto button, I can't take it because I would need to have a straight first, and to accept the 5 in a straight, I would need to have the 6. I can't even believe that it's like Suji, I believe it's called, safe. The only consideration now is to have Tenpai at the end. Oh gee. I have 2 of the Dora, and I will not be able to score with either of them. 5. Stolen. Ugh. He didn't counter Ricci. What discipline. I wonder how he was going to maneuver his hand to not deal in while also keeping Tenpai. Because if you can't answer that question, then you should just call Ricci anyway. I was gonna drop the 2. I mean, if everybody's hand is just so accepting. I need a pair. This hand is 3 tiles from winning, 2 tiles from calling. Eight, in fact, does not help me. I will follow cut the 8-man. That can't call. My voice is dying again, I'm sorry. That con call is extremely dangerous considering there's well, you know what? It just means he doesn't respect the other two players at the table, basically. He fears neither me nor the cat, and thinks there must be sizable upside to calling con. I don't like this one. And I mean that in like, I should probably have like held it to heat death. Okay. I can't take it. I want it, but I can't take it. Because it breaks my hand. But now there's 2 of the 3s are gone, and I can't win without one of them. If the game is fair, and we all know that's not true, can I safely get rid of a 4 and 5? I feel like I'm better off double discarding 8. Yay! He did have another 3 in his hand. Dear lord. Well, I guess the count worked out for him. I say ooh like this hand has literally any chance of finishing at all. The build in south is nice. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You're technically 1 tile away from calling Ricci. Although if I'm gonna single wait on 5 mon, I'm probably not calling it. Two 9s are already gone. Now I just need a pair. Also, I shouldn't call pawn, and the reason is very simple. If my goal was to get a hand that was worth a lot of points, then I should have just called con on the south to try and fish for a Dora tile. And if my goal instead was to have an open hand that's worth a lot of points, let me change my mind, okay? If I was gonna play open, call con on the south. If I'm gonna play closed, don't call pawn on the west. Make sense? I feel like I'm gonna lose, which is a very unsettling feeling to have. I want to drop the 8. That's also not good. Okay, so he's just going for straight Toy Toy. Fury 10 on the 1. Unfortunate. I don't want to go for it. What do I have to do? I have to drop the 7? Wow, are you... Where are the 2s? Oh, 6? Oh, it's here. Okay. Let's count then to see if someone can actually drop this. That's hilarious. 1, 2, 3 5s can be seen. 1, 2 7s are seen. I see all the 8s. Well, now I can touch 3. We're all here, by the way. 4. 1, 2, 3. There's a chance. There's a slim chance that somebody, probably this cat, has a 4 or 5 in their hand that can use either the 6 or the 3. But they can't use both. The triplets worked out. In the most confidence-inspiring way possible, I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't think I've done anything decisively wrong yet. And this is probably just because I lack the ability to look inwards in regard to the games that I'm playing. I feel like I'm just vaguely playing towards tile efficiency, except for one discard. And when I make the one discard that sets me on like the wrong path, sometime around 8 or so discards in, it completely throws off the entire trajectory of my hand, and then I can no longer win the game. And I feel like I've been doing that all stream today. But also, unfortunately, I don't think anybody's available to tell me why doing that. Here as well, I feel like I'm not supposed to do this, because this hand can now never make enough value to win unless I get a red 5 or another copy of the 4. Is that a reasonable assumption to make? I can't pass this guy unless I get 3,900 points as a sumo. Or a Mongon. Like, this hand is simply just not built to get enough points to win the game. Even if I had foresight, I couldn't win with this hand because I was simply not offered the tiles. I feel like I played this game and the game where the Akagi ran away with it exactly the same. And the only difference is that in the Akagi game, I got hit by 9 of the Damas, and in this game, I ended up getting hit by 2 Damas, I think. I never directly dealt into a Rishi. I think I just got hit by one of the Damas. Doesn't really matter what my floor tile is here. I am 1 away. I mean, I guess this technically makes 5 a better hold from thing. Three, 4, 5. I don't think this is the first Ricci of the stream, but it's definitely the first one that I care to remember. Which obviously means it's not going to win, by the way. Not much to say, besides, obviously it's not gonna win. Unless it's sumo. The entire table, for some reason, looks like it's going for pins half flush, which only serves to further decrease the odds of naturally drawing a... Oh hey. Me when I yawn, because I'm obviously so thrilled at playing Mahjong Soul that there's nothing more exciting I could or could not be doing at this very moment. No, that is not sarcasm. What are you talking about? If there's one thing I can probably... Oh hey. Wow, I actually got there. That's crazy. Let me put it this way. If I draw 8 or 9 pin, I will call Ricci immediately. But the single win on 6? This does not inspire confidence. And here comes the challenger. I'm gonna not call. So here's the question then. What am I waiting for to change the shape of my hand? That, actually. This is outside now. I don't have to call Ricci on it. Interesting. That's hilarious. I'm doing it now because 8 is a reasonable Suji up from 5, and it keeps my outside win condition. And also because I said to myself that if I drew Either of the tiles that make this a reality, I lose. I would have called it. So, kind of sticking to my guns here. This person can't use 8, or at least they said they couldn't. This person can't use 5, and hopefully therefore by extension cannot use 8. 9. I might have dropped 7 to single tile weight on Dora 9. Might. You could have talked me into it. 6 again. This seems like it's gonna be a wash, so I just hope I don't deal in. Having the chance to win without... Wow. Surely 8 is fine now, right? Yay! Rare. Getting half outside, even open-handed, is hard to do in the best of times. So to do it close-handed, Ray. I am happy that I got the east pair before anybody else dropped one, because now I'm allowed to call pawn. And not only am I allowed to call pawn, but I'm allowed to more aggressively call chi on the follow-ups as well. He yawned again. I am the dealer and I must call pawn. In parentheses, on east wind specifically. Now how does the rest of this hand finish up? I'm kind of hesitant to drop the... Never mind. I was gonna say something about... Ooh, that's very, very good. Now the question is... Actually, there's no question at all. I have to drop 9 because I dropped an 8 earlier when it was loosely associated with the 5 in my hand. And there's a Ricci. Ricci's on 6 and he's dropped the 7 mon earlier, so I can reasonably assume that he cannot win if I drop 9. That is the assumption I am going to be making. I was not afraid to drop 7, but drawing the 9 pin has allowed me to be ready-handed, which is very neat. 7 has passed. He's dropped the 3. Is he waiting on 1? He's not. West is reasonably safe. The good thing about waiting on 6 is he's dropped 1, so if someone else... Never mind. Wanted to completely open up and fold, they would do so by dropping 6 if they considered themselves not having a chance, but No one had that much to spare, or an extra 6 to throw away. I have no clue what the bot wants me to throw away first. I'm going to assume that it's west. Red and north can at least be vaguely usable for me. I'm only dropping 9 because they dropped 9, even though I'm not supposed to do that because I can draw an 8 and keep the 6 pair and make use of 9, but whatever. I'm going to assume they're not waiting on the Northwind tile. I can take this assumption further and guess they're not waiting on the red dragon, but I feel like that's significantly more dangerous. I'm gonna drop 2 copies of 1. If you were to ask me why I thought 1 was safe, my source is that I made it up. I am going to take this. I'm going to make the healthy assumption that 9 is safe because 6 is safe. Now that being said, it's likely safe into the dealer who did call Ricci. It's not specifically safe into the opposite of the table, who is clearly representing some kind of pins half flush. Yep, standard weight. Nothing to be surprised at. And here I was thinking I'd have to move up some daily games to hit the 2-hour mark, and then go 10 minutes. I cannot lay claim to South yet. A 6 of any other suit would have been a sight for sore eyes. I cannot call Chi. I've been looking at my model a lot recently. Who knew? You have to look at your character if you want to design a copy of your character. I think obviously it'll be close enough that I won't be upset about it because clearly I'm the one making it, so duh. But something I didn't bother thinking about when I was doing my model is a lot of like hair accessories are really awkward to stick on my character's head. Like the two ribbons on my character, they're really cute and they add a lot of character. Man, I had Yakuman chance here, I think. Oh no, I can't. I never passed this 5 pin. Anyways, like the ears are fine, whatever. The little like leaf ahoge on top of my head, you know, that's cute. It was fun to make. The ribbon on the side of my head, I feel like it's something I want to make a defining part of my character, but it's very hard to like actually attach. Because reasonably, it's like on the back of my head, but like on the back left, which makes it really awkward to place, if that makes any sense. I'm actually just now looking at like how far back it actually is. And then this other like purely circular ribbon on the straight back of my head, I don't really care about, and I'm probably not going to bring over. I put it on the pixel model just because it adds color. But the 3D chibi model, I don't think I can ever like justify how that's attached to my character's head. Even like the side ribbon on the chibi model, I moved it forwards and put it closer to underneath the ear, which from a front view still gets the point across that, yeah, I have a ribbon on my head, so what? I don't know. I feel like it's very hard as a guy to accessorize in a socially acceptable way. I feel like guys are really only allowed like 3 kinds of outfits, maybe 4. And I'm thinking like your John t-shirt or suit or hoodie, and this is like, can you really call it normal, but like full plate armor? And I know this might sound really stupid, but think about how rare it is to see a guy that doesn't fit one of those like character style templates and how popular they are, right? And I'm certain you can go more places with that than what I've described, but I feel like it's the easiest to just imagine, like, if you were to spawn a default male in your mind, what is he wearing? I can call Chi and defuse the Ricci bomb. And drop 7. I'm gonna do it because 4 was dropped, so it's kind of safe. That was very lucky. I was watching that 4 discard, so I assumed the 7 was safe, and discarding, discard, is, I'm tongue-tied. Disarming the Ricci of the person in desperation is always good. I don't think I'm allowed to drop that. Obviously the end goal is to drop it, but I think if I drop it now, it makes it too obvious I'm going for, or which suit of half flush I'm going for. I feel like it's already pretty obvious to anybody paying vaguely any attention to the table that I've clearly declared I'm going for a half flush. Now it's just a matter of figuring out which half flush am I going for. Will say the tiles are being very kind to me, considering what I am drawing. I think I need to cheat this. 2, 3, 4. I think I can take 4, 5, 6. And now the cat is out of the metaphorical bag. I'm going for a Manzu half flush. Oh, I'm kind of greedy, aren't I? Well, the straight is secured. I'm scared that this person is also doing pins. They've dropped a lot of so tiles. Can I really dance around it? Not really. Maybe they're doing something with like terminal tiles? It's obviously not so tile. Ooh. Wow. Mixed triple sequence. I feel like I could have been ready-handed if I cheated a different direction, but I wasn't sure how to do it. I didn't spend enough time looking at my hand to realize how I should have cheated to get the most value out of it. I cannot call pawn on the east. It is currently my in-hand pair. If I draw 2, so I will be very happy. What is this? Haha, I should have called it on the east, because obviously people are gonna throw up without a care in the world. Well, obviously I can't call it now. Wow. I... Wow. I don't deserve this. I'm gonna try something real stupid here and force a half flush. I dropped the south too soon. I'm sad. I dropped north because I feel like I was less likely to get immediately round off of it. No, the last one. I could have used that. I feel like it's high time to call it quits and start dropping east. Wow, that's certainly something. That is, and he's dead. That's the peak of unlucky right there. Oh no, it's a single tile wait. Oh, that's what this is. Sorry, I stuttered. Ahem, ahem. That is devastating. Yay! So what I do? I played 3-player games, they don't matter. I got a second by doing nothing. I gained Elo, but lost everything else. I can relog into it later. Log. This guy high rolled off of his mind, and I just sat here in the bystander seat. I tried to sit in the bystander seat again, and got punished for never winning a single round. And then I got a one lucky Hanemon at the start, and simply held my lead all the way to the end. And I took a one calculated risk to disarm someone else's Ricci. So, you know what this means? You should take more risk to disarm Ricci's if you have point leads to handle the kickback. But you already knew that. And the other thing is, you need to aggressively try and get a point lead, because the higher up you get, people will stop trying to fight you for it and just accept their lot in life. Which is depressing, because I also accept my lot in life a lot more quickly than I should, but, you know, this is not an introspective look on me. This is simply Mahjong Soul. And speaking of Mahjong Soul, Mahjong Monday has come to a close. My little 2-hour log where I spent the first 20 or so minutes talking to myself, and then the rest of the hour talking vaguely about the state of the game, because I can clearly pretend to give advice on it, is coming to a close. I guess you've broken my 3rd place streak, so that's pretty cool. It kind of sucks that it took a 4th place to do it, but I think we're technically higher rank than when we started, so yay. The brainworms probably want me to play more off stream, but I'm trying to force them to eat more Blender studies so I can actually finish the chibi model. And then motivate myself to go stream more than once a week. But until then, I see you this Mahjong Monday, and I will see you on the next Mahjong Monday. Goodbye. Bye bye.